lockdown.
If you can see what happened in other countries, wait to do something, I think now it's not more an option. Maybe at the beginning we didn't know exactly what would be happen, but now we know what happened. It's you don't think that it's happening here and it can't happen everywhere else.
It will.
Because it will if you don't do anything to stop it.
Hi guys, this is another risk assessment on the COVID-19, the coronavirus, which we have been hearing a lot on the media. So this one, it's my second one, and it's different risk compared to my first risk assessment. So on the first risk assessment, I was looking at the potential risk of this virus spreading across the world. Good news, that's no longer a risk. Bad news, that's now an issue. So the damage have done, the controls have failed, and now we are in damage control mood. So I'm going to rate the risk now into stopping the spread extremely high. And if you think I'm being over dramatic, I'm going to tell you why. So I got here 5 cofactors that I think it's important, high level, so you can understand this. So the first one is the spread of the virus. The numbers continue to rise. The second one is the mutation of the virus. So at least one of the mutations has become more aggressive, more deadly. The third one is the lack of clear and honest communication from the authorities to the people. Interesting one, because a lot of assumptions have been done during those 4 months. Yes, I'm counting back from December because that's when the first case happened, not in January. I also want to point out how amazing the WHO have been. What an amazing organization. Very clear communication. Okay, moving on. The fourth one, vaccine. So we're looking at the vaccine at least 1 year to be developed, and that's quite far, potentially, to have a vaccine for this virus. And the fifth, probably the most important cofactor, is the impact. If we can't control this virus, if we can't stop it, what is the impact? I'm not going to say it, but you can do the maths and use your logic to understand it. The coronavirus, so we are now 4 months down the line. And if you think, what can I do to stop this from happening? Well, you can take the shortcut and try to mitigate it with going to places where it's not so crowded, or you can completely avoid, stay at home and wait until this whole thing pass. At least you'll be healthy, your family is going to be healthy, and my point of view, that's the most important thing. Looking at how nasty this virus have been, the best is just to stay at home, avoid the contact with the public. I know it's hard, it's something new to digest now. We have to completely change our lifestyle, and this is hard. Like, we can't go out to where we used to go and socialize with people, but we need to understand this is necessary. There is too much at stake at the moment. So also, when I talk about lack of communication from the authorities, is because they want to try to save the economy first rather than the people. We can see that the economy is going down already, but if people die, there will be no people to buy stuff, and the economy is going to go down anyway. So they need to be honest with people and tell them what's happening. There is an illusion now about a term called flatten the curve. Try to Google and you can see what they came up with is if they deliver the news to the people slowly, people are going to die slowly, at least they can save the economy, rather than telling them the truth, locking down, and less people going to die, but there'll be more suffering. So for example, the economy or people panicking and doing stupid things. So we need to look at this with a clear mind and keep our cool, understand that this is going to pass, but we need to take responsibility and to do our parts in here. The first doctor that have assessed this virus, Dr. Lee, I can't pronounce his surname, but great doctor. I actually have him on one of my videos. That's him, and he tried to warn people what was happening, and the Chinese government, instead of embracing that, just received him with the police and forced him to change the statement, and that he was spreading rumors. Maybe if that didn't happen, and if the WHO and China were more wonderful with the communication, those things wouldn't. How many lives would we have saved? That's really the case here. And at this stage, we need to look at, just be honest with people what's going on, and so they can understand to stay at home. Also, assumptions are very dangerous on risk assessment, specific with a risk like this. They keep on communicating all the symptoms, if you have fever, or if you have a runny nose, or if you're coughing. But the thing is, I have seen cases where people died without having any of those symptoms. So, people can't make the assumption that's exactly the symptoms for the coronavirus, because there is still a lot of uncertainty around this virus. We know now more than we knew before, but it still is not enough. And to communicate that to people, it should make clear that they need to watch out for the symptoms. Okay, so be aware if you feel unwell. Communicate that. Go and get tested, isolate yourself, and most important, don't be an idiot. Don't take public transport. Don't go to the doctors without letting them know what's happening. Search your information from. You're also responsible to stop this virus from happening. Okay. So lockdown. I have been on isolation as well, staying at home, because I'm not going to be stupid enough to risk getting this virus. I'm going to try to avoid as much as I can. And yeah, get your food at home. Don't go into fightings in supermarkets for toilet paper. Who would say that's the end of the world now, fighting at the supermarket for toilet paper? So yeah, I even don't know what toilet paper can do to save the coronavirus, but here we go. Make sure you got a good internet so you can communicate to people and watch the videos. Keep your cool, keep yourself with level-headed. Remember that we all have people who we care about and we need to look after them, and people who care about us as well. This is difficult times, very new. I would recommend watching Zombieland and taking educational notes, what you can do. Now, actually, that film, I don't watch horror films anymore since this whole thing have started, because it's like the film finishes and you get a reality check. Oh, it's still on the film. So keep safe, guys. Stay at home. You're going to get through this. Be positive, and thanks very much for watching. And for those already on lockdown in most of the countries with the high numbers, I can only send positive vibes. And sincerely, I wish that we get this virus and give the kick in the ass. So thanks very much. Bye.